Picture this. Every morning you hit snooze for an extra 5 minutes. That tiny delay feels like a luxury. But what if I told you that same small pause can set the tone for the entire day, nudging you toward success without even realizing it? Today we're diving deep into the secret science of habits and how minuscule changes, just a single action per day, can snowball into massive life transformations. We'll unpack the mechanics behind habit loops, learn the art of habit stacking, uncover the power of tiny wins, and equip you with a step-by-step plan to redesign your daily routine for unstoppable momentum. Ready to flip the script on what you think is possible? Let's jump in. Every behavior we repeat forms a loop. Cue triggers an action, which delivers a reward that reinforces the pattern. Think of brushing your teeth. Seeing the toothbrush cue prompts you to pick it up and scrub action, followed by a fresh feeling reward. The brain loves these loops because they save mental energy. Habits become autopilots. Yet most people struggle with forming new habits or breaking old ones because they overlook how subtle tweaks can rewrite the loop without heavy willpower. The first trick is to identify a cue that's already part of your day but hasn't been leveraged yet. Something small, consistent, and low effort. For example, the moment you hear the coffee machine start brewing could be the cue for a 30-second breathing exercise. That tiny pause before you dive into work can reduce cortisol spikes, setting a calm baseline that boosts focus later. By adding just 1 minute of mindful breathing, you're not asking yourself to overhaul your schedule. You're inserting a micro habit that piggybacks on an existing cue. Next, let's talk habit stacking. This involves attaching a new habit onto an established routine, like tying a new action to something you already do without fail. Suppose you always lock the front door each night. Use that exact moment as the cue to write down one thing you're grateful for in your phone journal. Over weeks, gratitude becomes automatic, and because it's tied to a daily security ritual, it sticks faster than trying to remember to practice gratitude on its own. The key is keeping the new habit simple enough that failure feels like a minor slip rather than a catastrophic break. But what about motivation? Motivation flickers. Habits thrive in the background. That's why tiny wins are essential. Set a goal so small you can't fail, like reading 1 page of a book before bed or making your bed in 30 seconds. Each success fuels dopamine, reinforcing the loop and building confidence. Gradually increase the target as the new habit feels natural. This is called scaling by consistency. You'll find yourself climbing higher without ever feeling overwhelmed. Now we'll outline a practical 30-minute plan to kickstart your habit overhaul. 1. Audit your day 5 min. List all recurring cues you encounter: alarm, coffee, traffic lights, etc. Highlight one that's overlooked but reliable. 2. Define the micro-habit 3 min. Choose an action that takes under a minute and ties to your cue. Examples: 10-second stretch, jotting a single word of gratitude, or sipping water before you check email. 3. Set up rewards 4 min. Decide on an immediate reward that feels satisfying. Maybe a splash of cold water, a quick stretch, or simply a mental "nice job." The reward must be instantly accessible after the action to reinforce the loop. 4. Create a visual cue 5 min. Place a sticky note, set a phone alarm, or use an app reminder right at your cue location so you can't miss it. 5. Track progress 3 min. Mark each day on a calendar or habit tracker. Seeing the streak builds intrinsic motivation. 6. Reflect and adjust 4 min. At week's end, review what worked, tweak the cue or reward if needed, and plan the next micro-habit to layer on top of this new loop. Repeat this cycle every month. By the time you've completed 12 cycles, your habits will have formed a robust foundation that supports larger goals, whether it's learning a language, getting fit, or advancing in your career, without the mental drain of constant decision-making. Why does this work? Because the brain is wired to exploit patterns. By making the new habit almost invisible and tied to an existing cue, you bypass resistance. The reward keeps dopamine flowing, while tracking gives social proof that the change is happening. Over time, the tiny action becomes a part of your identity. I'm the person who, which further strengthens commitment. Imagine this. After 3 months, you'll be waking up feeling more rested because you've incorporated a short gratitude practice before bed. You'll find yourself working with less distraction, thanks to a quick breathing pause each time you start a new task. And your overall sense of control will surge as those small wins accumulate into undeniable momentum. The same principle applies at any scale. Once the loop is solid, you can replace the micro-action with a larger one, like swapping that 30-second stretch for a full workout routine, knowing the foundation is already in place. In closing, remember, habit change isn't about willpower. It's about designing your environment to make success effortless. Start with one tiny tweak today. Pick a cue you never miss, add a 2-minute action, reward yourself instantly, and watch how that single decision starts a chain reaction of positive change. You're not just adding habits, you're rewiring the way your brain works, turning small adjustments into giant leaps toward the life you envision. What tiny tweak will you try first? Drop it in the comments and let's celebrate those micro wins together. If you found this helpful, hit like, share with a friend who needs a habit boost, and follow for more bite-sized brain hacks that turn small actions into big results.